chatting, blah, 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 streaming on Twitch, testing the audio, yada, yada, yada. And do we have sound? We have sound. Excellent. And Dementia Radio now. And recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey, Luke Ski is back.
Yeah. We have Joe J. Thomas with us tonight.
Hello. Welcome to episode 654 of the Funny Music Podcast for December 29th, 2022. Last show of 2022, actually. The title of this week's episode is A Weary Trail, and I will put that in the chat so we can refer to it, and your job is to work that into our conversation somehow this evening. We will have a pre-recorded interview with Gail Gallagher coming up later in the show. I was not able to schedule anything with the third guy whose name I can't find, Adam Kennedy. The other one, you know, it's like the three tenors. It's you know, Pavarotti and the other guy. So are we, the last episode of the year, I can't remember. Did we do any kind of countdown or year in review last year? Or was it just Happy New Year, bye?
Yeah, I don't remember us doing anything like that.
Okay. I was trying to remember, like, did we do, am I supposed to have planned something special for tonight? I don't know. So I guess not. That's good, because I didn't. So, all right. So let's get caught up now.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well, for Christmas, I got a sinus infection.
Oh, those are wonderful.
I mean, you possibly couldn't have caught anything worse than that, right?
No, not in the least.
So yeah, the past few, Thursdays leading up to now have been, I had stuff going on. I was super busy and I wasn't able to be on the show. So, outside of that, I was working my day job, trying to get various important things done, some of which had to do with MarsCon, and I had wanted to get them all done and announced by about, the 22nd, and that didn't happen. And, various other things I was supposed to have done by then also didn't happen. But I got done as much as I could. And then I came out here and spent Christmas with my family, which was awesome. Still been out here. I actually spent earlier today hanging out with Alexanne and Carrie. And that was a fun time. We played with Transformers. We watched episodes of Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, the ones with Weird Al and Mark Hamill and Wonder Woman.
Wow. Nice.
So those are some good episodes. I was finally, after, I was kind of working on things whenever I could. Actually, on my way out here, I had a 5-hour layover at the Phoenix airport. So I actually managed to find a little bar restaurant there that had, power outlets. So I just plugged in my laptop and I spent 5 hours working on MarsCon stuff in the Phoenix airport. And then after I got back and after Christmas happened, and I actually had a day where I felt fairly lucid, I got a whole bunch of more MarsCon stuff done, which led to me finally being able to just announce all the things, which happened the same morning. I asked my mom and my sister to take me to the urgent care to find out just what was wrong with me, because I became clear that whatever this thing was, solidifying my head was not going to be going away without more medical help. So I got myself some antibiotics and some steroids. So I'm on steroids now.
You got to say it like Professor Frank. The steroids.
Yeah. The steroids with the thing. So yeah, and
Can I be not a doctor and give you a suggestion for sinus infections? Because I used to get them
Sure.
all the freaking time. It sounds horrible, but get yourself a Neilmed nasal rinse bottle. It's not like
like a neti pot thing.
yeah, except it's a squeeze bottle, so you just kind of lean over, squeeze. It goes up one. I do it daily, and it's really cut down on my sinus infections, allergies, everything else. So
Yeah, my mom has one of those, and I actually used it a few times, and it helped. But it was like it was basically the whole once I went to sleep and I was not up and about and moving around, that it would just everything would just get all jammed up, and
yeah,
it was tomorrow I'll be getting on going to the Milwaukee airport so I can catch the first of my 2 flights back with a layover in no, wait. The first layover was in Las Vegas. The second one tomorrow is in Phoenix, and I'm flying via Southwest Airlines.
Woohoo!
So
You won't have any trouble tomorrow.
I am surely heading on a weary trail tomorrow to get back to Burbank, California. And I got an email from Southwest saying that they anticipate that everything should be back to normal tomorrow, etc. And
If you
I'm just doing
remember,
this like, all right, well,
when I was trying to get to your wedding, I was at the airport, and the guy in the counter said all the flights tomorrow morning are on time, and I was like, okay. And if you remember, I didn't make it.
Yep. So, what was I saying? So basically I'm going to, I normally always, when I go on flights, just because of the ADHD in me, I hate to be bored for any given moment in time. I always have multiple things that I could possibly do when I go on the plane. It's like I have my iPod, I have my Switch, I have my iPad. I usually have, my MacBook on me. I try to have my notebook full of all of the projects I want to work on and my lists. I always have blank sheets of white paper and pencils. It's like I want to make sure I'm always prepared for any potential boredom eventuality to keep me from going insane when going on this stuff, which is it's like I wanted to have that MarsCon stuff done before I left, but because I didn't, it's like, oh, good. Now I have something to fill that 5 hours, sitting in the Las Vegas, airport. So I'm kind of viewing what happens tomorrow. It's like, well, it's either going to work the way it's supposed to, and I'll get back without incident, or I'll end up stuck either in Milwaukee or in, Phoenix for a long period of time, and I'll just have to figure out a way to occupy myself. I already sent a heads up message to my the people at Ease that I'm scheduled to work on the 31st and the 1st, and I'm like, well, I'm taking Southwest. I'm crossing my fingers, but I'm just giving you guys a heads up that I might not make it back in time to work my shifts. So we'll just see what happens.
You plan for the worst and be pleasantly surprised. So
yep. So what have you been up to?
Well, Christmas happened, and
Nice.
Can anyone tell me what movie this is from?
Critters?
What?
Gremlins? No.
Not Gremlins. It was one of the Gremlin ripoffs from the 80s.
Critters?
Critters, that's it.
Critters.
So Jen got me that, and she also got me this. This is the Run DMC Little People set, which I didn't know they made, but I think that's awesome. So yeah, we did. Go ahead.
It's not that, but a similar thing of like 3 vinyl figures of Jam Master Jay, Ron, and DMC for my brother JT as a gift. So.
Nice. I think that's the thing I saw at Walmart while I was shopping. It was because like Jay has like turntables or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. It looked really cool. So we did the Christmas thing, Sunday morning here, and normally we go over to my in-laws' house, except my wife is battling some health issues, and she's in a lot of pain at the moment. So walking is kind of, difficult for more than like 5 steps. Sitting hurts, lying down hurts. She has to like be in just the right position for things not to hurt, and riding in a car really hurts. So she was like, I can't go. So we're gonna have them over probably Saturday, just as like a late Christmas get together with her side of the family. Tuesday, I drove to Connecticut for Christmas with my side of the family. Jen did not come, but so that was usual Christmas with my wacky relations. Monday, I filmed my bit for the music video for tomorrow's FuMP song, which is just about done. I'm not the one editing it. This is all on the other artist. In fact, I have an email in my inbox with the latest mix, so hopefully it'll be complete, or at least maybe like one or two minor tweaks that he can do easily. And the other big thing that happened was yesterday we went to the DMV, and my son is now a licensed driver. So, no more picking up my son at the swim practice right before the FuMPcast. He can drive him damn self. And he got to learn firsthand how much the DMV sucks. Because we got there, and they wouldn't let us use my car to take the driving test because it doesn't have the emergency brake between the two seats. It has the foot brake, and they want to be able, in case he does something stupid, they want to be able to pull the emergency brake. So I was like, all right, fine. So we called a driving school. It was like a mile up the road, and so it was like, hey, we're here. His appointment is now. Do you have any cars we can rent that they will accept? And the woman was like, yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes. So she showed up, and we got him through. He starts doing the driving test. They had him parallel park, do a 3-point turn, and then back into a space. And that was it. He passed. They never took him out on the road. So I was like, why the hell do you need an emergency brake for that? I was like, that's it? So then, that was the good part. So then he said, go in that door in the back of the building, and they will take care of you. And he in fact said that I didn't have to go. I could just go wait in the car while he handled everything. And I was like, yeah, well, I have to pay, and he doesn't have a credit card, so I'm going to go with him. So we're in there, and we're waiting, and it's taking forever. Finally, we get up there, and the woman goes, oh, do you have this form filled out? And we're like, what form? So she pulls out the form from under the desk. This form. I'm like, okay, fine. So we go back, and we start filling out the form. And then she starts saying, there's too many people here. We can't take any more. Go around the front of the building. So these two women who were waiting behind us said, okay, fine. So they went around the front of the building. Not 10 minutes later, they came back. And they said, they're not taking any more people in the front of the building. And the people were like, well, we can't take you back here. You have to go around the front of the building. We're like, well, what's happening here? So, and this went on for about 45 minutes. So just people going back and forth between the front of the building and the back of the building. And so finally, Darren finished the form and got back in line. And I was like, you stay here. I'm going to go around front and see if we can get in around front, but you stay here. So I go around front, and I talk to the security guy, and the security guy is like, you need to go around back. And I'm like, they just sent me back here. And he was like, all right, well, let's wait here for a supervisor. So half an hour later, a supervisor shows up, and she finally took us to the point where we could get in line to show our ID to the people, and then get a number where we could wait another hour and a half for them before they got us to take our picture. And it was the most ridiculous clusterfuck of a situation. And I just looked over at Darren, and I was like, I wish I could tell you that this was not a typical experience at the DMV, but no, this is exactly how these places run. It's always like this.
Yeah.
So they took his picture. He doesn't have the actual card yet. He just has a temporary piece of paper that says he passed his test, and the card's going to come in the mail or something. But he is at swim right now with my car, and I don't have to go get him. So that's all I freaking get. You know what else I'm excited about? 5 a.m. practice, he can drive his damn self over there. I don't have to get up anymore. So I'm excited. So, Joe, what have you been up to? How was your Christmas?
Pretty good. I was mourning the loss of Stadia, so I went out and got a Switch because it seemed like a cool system.
Wait, Stadia
And,
shut down?
yeah, Stadia's and they didn't know.
I mean,
really.
I'm not surprised. It's a Google property. That's what they do. But
Yeah.
I hadn't heard.
Yeah, it's been like a couple of years. I think the Wii U lasted longer than the Stadia, but I had like 2 controllers and the Chromecast that goes with it and the usual stuff that made it work. The service worked pretty well.
How was the latency? Was there any lag with the games?
Minor. It's really minor. Their servers are apparently everywhere, and they said part of their goodbye to Stadia. They said they're going to use all the technology they developed for other projects.
Yeah,
so
I imagine they would have to.
Yeah. But what they did do is they refunded any of your hardware purchases.
Oh, really? That was nice of them.
But you got left with the controllers, and so everybody's going, if you guys would just enable Bluetooth on these, we could use these things on any other system. And they haven't done that yet. But you can still use it wired. So anyway, I got the Nintendo Switch, and it's great, but I got nostalgic for the GameCube. So, I downloaded an emulator. I grab Metroid Prime, and
Nice, good choice.
plug in the Stadia controller, configure it, and it's like, this actually works. As long as I have a wire, it works.
Nice.
So, yeah, I can reuse that. So that happened, and then I was in a game called it's a sequel, Bendy and the Dark Revival. I don't know if you know the Bendy
Have
series.
not, no.
Like a retro cartoon studio where the ink is some dark, magical, nasty thing that takes over the whole studio.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so the Bendy and the Ink Machine was the first one. This is Bendy and the Dark Revival. And one of the main voiceover people in it just organized the cast and a bunch of people she called FAMbassadors, which are like people who are fans and do artwork. And between all of us, we put together like a half-hour music video show with the characters singing covers of other songs. And they animated the whole thing, and I went, I've never been part of anything like that. It's insane. And Will DA Games, do you know him? He's like an influencer on YouTube.
No, I don't think so.
Luke knows him. And then he hosted the thing, and then we've got some sort of Streamly event with Super Horror Bro. Who
I thought you were going to say Super Horse.
A Super Horse? Yeah, Super Horse. He's got the cleft chin, and he goes, "No, sir, I don't like it." But so that took up like most of my holiday time was doing.
That's cool.
Weird things. It was really different for me because usually I keep a kind of low profile on the game stuff, but
if you're into Metroid games, there's a new one out for the Switch. Came out probably about a year ago called Metroid Dread, which I have and is fantastic, and I am not very far into it because I'm not good at the game. But it's
a side scroller or a first person?
It's a side scroller.
Oh, it's a side scroller.
Yeah,
okay.
it's like the old NES Metroid games, and it's really good. It's hard, but it's like one of the highest rated games of the year. It's like everybody's favorite game.
Cool.
So if you're into Metroid, I recommend it.
Yeah, I played like the 2 on the GameCube and the 1 on the Wii, and then looked up and they're supposedly working on Metroid Prime 4, but nobody knows when that's going to come out.
Yeah, the new one's called Metroid Dread. It's really good.
Yeah. And shout out to my wife because I'm wearing her least favorite shirt. This is it has words on it. She hates words on shirts. It's too colorful, and this guy's named Jarvis, and he runs American Science and Surplus, who I'm not advertising for because I don't think they exist anymore.
Okay, sure. So you posted a song, and give us a quick intro. We'll give it a listen.
My last one was an Elvis, and so I was in an Elvis kind of mindset, and Christmas was coming, so I'm like, oh, Elvis, Blue Christmas, and so I listened to his original one, and it's like over the top. Even Elvis sings it in an over the top Elvis style. It's like, it's like somebody's punching him in the gut while he's singing it. And I went, okay, I'll make it Blue Krampus, but that seems kind of dark, so I mixed it with the concept of who was it? Stevie Wonder doing, I Just Called to Say I Love You, where he mentions every holiday in the song. And I like list kind of songs, every city, every holiday, every something. So I put those two together and got Blue Krampus.
All right, here is Blue Krampus by Joe J. Thomas.
Hello, the blue Krampus, without you, the Easter crew dies apes in fun hues. On the 4th of July, fireworks in the sky won't be the same, dear, as Valentine's gone by. Oktoberfest's not best when you're gone, and Halloween will mask me until dawn on a good dreidel spin, but it's still not a win, because you up and left me on Christmas. Oh, my darling, it's like that old Krampus visits me every day since you're gone. I miss you so much. Even if you just threw a shoe at my head or dunked me in your drowning tub, it'd be way better than this. It's like Groundhog Day's here, but you're still nowhere near, because you up and left me on Christmas. Yeah. Thank you very much.
I think we almost have enough Krampus songs on the FuMP to make like a FuMP Krampus compilation album.
I'd buy that for $1.
You can, in fact.
Is this the first Christmas FuMP release, or have there been others?
No, there have been several. This is actually I believe it's the last Christmas FuMP release that we posted. Fruitcake in the Drive-Thru, Die Hard is a Christmas movie too, Life Day, Santa Claus is a penis. That's a good one.
I love that one. Yeah, that was good.
And then Wreath, North Side of the Pole, Part 1.
Oh man, epic! That was epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have the honor of having the last Christmas song of the season that was posted on Christmas Day. So.
Oh. Cool.
Yeah, we had to squeeze this one in because there were all these Christmas songs we had to get posted before Christmas.
I was the last gift to the lonely child, and
yes,
in the
So nice job on the Elvis.
Thank you.
You're gonna do like a whole Elvis parody album now?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, but no. I'm moving on to REM next, I think.
Okay. I can see you can sing like REM.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll work on it.
Yeah, so tell us about Blue Krampus.
I So I thought Blue Christmas, I've sung Blue Christmas a bunch of times, and then Blue Krampus popped into my head. And I love the Krampus episode from Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, which is where the drowning tub line comes from, because they talk about Krampus and they're like, he's crazy. Sometimes he just throws a shoe at your head, and sometimes he dunks you in his drowning tub. And, like, that seems a bit extreme, killing a child for misbehaving. Nah, that's just Krampus. So
That's what he does, yeah.
he does. He's like that. And then they had a whole scene with Krampus and his son, who he wanted to take over the business. And Krampus was like old and cranky, and he's like, all he wants to do all day is make the giant horn for the hillside. And his son's like, it's to warn the villagers of avalanches. And the father says, it causes the avalanches, you idiot. Why do you think the avalanches happen after you blow the horn? Great episode. Can't recommend it enough.
I will check that out. What show is that?
Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell on Adult Swim.
Oh, Adult Swim. Okay.
Like The Office mixed with Hell. So
Okay. I'm not familiar with that show. I'll have to look it up.
yeah, it's worth a watch.
So you're back in the States.
Yes, for limited time only. For
Limited time appearance in the United States. Joe J. Thomas.
for December, and then I had to take most of December to recover from the vaccination update here, and then the shingles shot here, and that knocked me out for like a week, and so we're staying through January, and then
Okay.
back to the alternate location.
Cool. Do you have anything coming up you can talk about? Because I know you generally can't.
No, but I did have I had some parts in Diablo Immortal, which is their mobile version of Diablo, which I guess has been pretty popular. And then I've got the couple roles in Bendy and the Dark Revival, which is, I think, on Xbox and PC on Steam. And it'd probably come to the other consoles at some point. It's on all the rest of them. So got those.
Cool.
And REM, a bad impersonation coming.
Bad impersonation of REM coming. Yes. Okay. Shiny Krampus people or something. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, where I got to write that down.
It's my dumb parody idea.
I have a whole Google Doc full of dumb parody ideas. I just keep writing them down, and eventually some sprout like mushrooms.
I have ideas written in various different places, which I realize is a bad idea, but like I put it down. I write them in whatever I'm using at the moment. So like I have some in my project management software. I have some in a Google Doc. I have some on my phone in like a notes app. And then it's like I go, I come across these old ideas and I'm like, oh yeah, why didn't I write that down over there where I'm actually using it?
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm such an idiot. I'm so disorganized.
Like half-written song about pants, a half-written song about alliteration, a half-written song about killer ducks, and a half-written song that's in like a film noir style, but none of them have been finished yet. They're all just sitting in a doc.
I know the feeling. I have several songs written that I haven't recorded yet. I have a couple songs half written and no time to do anything. So yay. Although now that I'm not driving Darren back and forth to swim every couple of hours, maybe I'll have a little more time.
Freedom.
Yes.
I have a dumb parody idea that I'm intending to put on the album, and I may try to. There's a live show that me and Kyle and Bonnie and Ilnage and Lindsay are performing in Hollywood on January 6th, and I may try to get it done before that show and perform it in front of that live audience, and then maybe attempt to record it to see if I could actually get a live dumb parody idea. But I kind of figure in either case, if I actually do get it done, for the album like I'm planning, I may want to try to actually enter Dumb Parody Ideas, the contest at MarsCon, so I can actually perform it in the contest proper, because I've never really been in the contest proper because I'm always too busy running the events to prepare anything.
Yeah. So that's why we had you judge it, because you didn't have anything for the contest itself.
So we'll see what happens as the months roll along. But yeah, I'm psyched for it.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that. I like the Dumb Parody Ideas. So Joe, anything else you want to plug?
No, just the usual. joesdump.com, where for all your dump needs. If you need to take a dump, leave a dump, that's the place to do it. No, that's wrong. It's just random ideas out of the top of my head. Songs, animation, whatever.
All right. We're going to move on to the second song. Are you going to stick around, or are you taking off?
I can stick around for another 15 minutes.
Okay. All right. Let's do a promo.
This is the FuMP.
I'm not a robot. I'm not a robot. Whoa, I'm not a robot. No, I'm not. I swear that I'm not. I'm not a robot.
But bad luck seems to plague him. No glory, just guts. Like an angel who's been kicked in the nuts.
I'm tired of outrage fatigue. New outrage every week.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. TheFUMP.com.
Tired.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, the FuMP December newsletter went out the other day. If you're not a member of our mailing list, you can view it online at tiny.cc/FuMP1222, tiny.cc/FuMP1222. We cover the new release by Insane Ian, a gaggle of stuff added to the FuMP store, featured videos, and more, including the FuMP's 2022 holiday letter. Speaking of which, the FuMP sent out a holiday letter this year. Physical letters went out to level 2 subscribers and a few other people. This was written by Shoebox of Worm Quartet, which should be fairly obvious after you read the first sentence. If you did not receive a physical copy, go to the FuMP newsletter at tiny.cc/FuMP1222, and there is a link to a PDF that you can view online, or you can print it if you want it. I don't care. It's your printer. And KZ 104.3 goes all Weird Al. The station airs in the Green Bay, Wisconsin area. They ended their run of Christmas music and decided they're in the middle of a format change. So before they switch to their new format, they're going all Weird Al all the time. They'll be changing their call letters from WFCG to WFZZ effective January 3rd. In the meantime, enjoy All Al Radio. And I believe they do stream online as well, so you can tune in online. I don't know what their website is. Just KZ 104.3 if you would like to Google them. Luke.
I'd be very curious to find out what the official radio ratings are for that period of time.
Oh, I'd love to hear that too, yeah. I assume you have MarsCon stuff you'd like to talk about. I assume you have MarsCon stuff you'd like to talk about.
Yeah, your audio cut out for a second, so I was like, huh? So yes, of course. So finally, I can read off all of this information. MarsCon 2023, the world's longest-running fan convention comedy music concert series, is almost here again, announcing the MarsCon 2023 comedy music track. Our music guest of honor, of course, is Bonnie Gordon, and if if the fates allow, as she will hopefully have her new album Con Artist available for sale there. Also performing at MarsCon for the first time, we will have Robbie Ellis. And yes, he was our virtual MarsCon 2021 music guest of honor, but this time Robbie Ellis is going to be there in person. So that's awesome. Also performing for the first time is Klingon Pop Warrior. And many people have been requesting to get her. If you haven't heard of her, what she does is she takes pop songs that everybody knows and loves, and then translates them into Klingon, and then performs them in Klingon. So that will be an awesome show. Then we have kind of a mix of people. Some have been to MarsCon before, some have not, under various band names, etc. But the point is, all these people are from Needle Juice Records. So we have performing over the weekend Nuclear Bubble Wrap, The Odd Ditties, which is Austin Ashleman and his cohorts from his various bands, Holy Bong Water, and Regadar and the Fighters, all of them from Needle Juice Records, going to be at MarsCon. And I'm just imagining Table 27, which we have like the double wide table, and just thinking of all the vinyl they're probably bringing.
It's going to need to be tables 27, 28, 29, maybe 30, 31.
Pretty much. Yeah. So, all right. And returning favorites, the Great Luke Ski, TV's Kyle and Linzilla, Insane Ian, Steve Goody, Il Neige, and Meow Meme. We'll also, of course, have, like we said, Table 27 selling CDs, vinyl, and other merch from all our performers. Presumably, the Space Oddity Music Club and Brew Pub will return, hosted by Beth Kinderman, Dave Stagner, and all of their friends over on the Room Party floor. The Dumb Parody Ideas contest happening Sunday afternoon, so someone can win the Golden Spatula, hosted by Insane Ian, per usual. And finishing off the weekend with the Comedy Music Smackdown concert, which will feature everyone who's still there coming back to perform one more song, and maybe a few songs by some other people who happen to be there who didn't get their own concerts this weekend. We'll figure that all out. So that is March 10th, 11th, and 12th, 2023 at the Hilton Minneapolis St. Paul Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota. Our Comedy Music Track website is marsconcomedy.com, which has been thoroughly updated. And the main convention website is it's marscon.com, but if you want to be more direct, it's marscon.org/2023/index.php. And you can go there to get your registration for weekend badges, which are $55 for the weekend through January 31st. After that, they'll be $70 at the door. And the hotel room block details are, also linked there as well. So just look for those links over at the official MarsCon website so that we can fill up the room block. Speaking of hotel rooms, the MarsCon 2023 Comedy Music Track Fundraiser MP3 album is alive and available for you to purchase. Thank you very much to Bryn for helping get this whole thing edited and everything. It is, once again, nearly 4 hours of live concert excerpts from MarsCon 2022 for only $30. We've already had about 6 people purchase it. I need to update the website because it currently says that the total amount currently raised is $0. It's like, well, that was, when I put the website up before anything had gone on sale yet. So at some point I'll update that number. But as of right now, I know we've sold at least 6 of them. So thank you to everyone who's ordered one already. And if you would like to get more than just this year's collection and get, years from past fundraisers, get fundraisers from past years, you can get them. Each year is $30 for each collection. Or if you want to really splurge for $200, you can get all of them, which is, I think, about over 63 hours worth of content for $200. And big chunks of money like that would greatly help us this year, because this is the highest goal amounts that we've ever had for the MarsCon Comedy Music Track fundraiser album, because of all of these awesome people who are coming out. We need to have a lot of hotel rooms for them for this all to work. So I may fuss with these numbers a bit, but currently our initial goal is $1,333.90. Our stretch goal is another $533.56, and our second stretch goal is another $170 on top of that. But at this point, I'm just kind of looking at it like, well, if we just hit the initial goal, then I'm not going to freak out about not hitting the stretch goals. And that's just to cover everybody's Friday and Saturday. So that isn't even including shoulder days on there, which I normally try to do in the stretch goals. But yeah, so I really hope that people will help us out and pick up this year's collection or previous year's collections or the whole shebang or whatever. And if you can, we appreciate it. Like I said, go to MarsConComedy.com, click on the shop page to get the instant access to the current collection that's up for 2023, featuring the concerts of 2022, and go to the page called Past Fundraisers for the info on getting the past fundraisers, where you send me the money via PayPal, and then as soon as I get it, as quickly as I can, I send you the links to download whatever it is you wanted to get. So there you go for that. With one more thing for MarsCon, we are looking for volunteers for Table 27. The excellent human being Jared Perez has volunteered once again to be the person running Table 27. So if you are willing to help him and whoever else he finds for his staff by manning the MarsCon Comedy Music Track merch table located just outside the opening doors of the main stage room for some amount of time during the concerts on Friday night and or Saturday afternoon and or Sunday afternoon, we'll give you a comped weekend badge, saving you $55 or $70, depending on the time frame. If you are interested, please email me, Luke, at thegreatlukeski@gmail.com. That's TheGreatLukeski@gmail.com as soon as possible, and I will forward that along to Jared Perez, and we'll get everything coordinated. The reason why I'm concerned about this year is, for one thing, my brother Michael, who is awesome and is within earshot. Hi, Michael! He said hi. He and his awesome wife Anu are moving to England in January, and then in April they're having one of them babies that are so popular. So Michael will not be around for MarsCon this year, and Michael was always one of our, kind of pillars of helping win Table 27 the past several years, which we appreciate. But Michael's not going to be there, and lots of other people who normally had been there before, I don't think are going to be around. So we're, trying to find people to help us out. So that's the thing. Yeah. And, keep an eye on my social media and the MarsCon Comedy Music Track social media on Facebook and Twitter and such for any new news and updates and this and that and the other. And I am psyched for this, and I'm also psyched that I'm actually got a whole big chunk of this stuff done finally. What was the other things I wanted to plug? Couple other things not MarsCon related I wanted to plug. One is the aforementioned DA Games that Joe J. Thomas mentioned. I did my last month I finished my second animatic for them, which is based on audio of them playing the Simpsons game Simpsons Hit and Run. So if you go to the DA Games YouTube page and look for a recent one, DA Games animated, I believe the title of it is Shake It Homer, because Homer Simpson is dancing, and you can see the most recent one of those that I have made. It took him a few weeks to release it. I don't know why, but it's there. I got another one I got to finish up as soon as I get back. So, but yeah, it's awesome to be doing cool, funny stuff for those people. They're very cool. And then the other thing I want to plug is if anyone remembers back in the Dementia Radio days, Tony Goldmark used to do a show called The Looney Bin, where he played comedy songs, but also did a lot of weird comedy sketches with funny characters that he made up, and me making up characters and doing celebrity impressions like Gilbert Gottfried and everything. And it was a glorious, awesome, fun run where we would improvise things and Tony would edit the audio together, and it was just hilarious. And so Tony had this idea for the most recent episode of his podcast, Escape from Vault to Disney, that rather than doing things the way they regularly do things for the final Christmas episode of the year, what they would do is the quote unquote randomizer would would land on the Arendelle Yule log, which is a CGI fireplace of the fireplace from the castle in Frozen. just being a Yule log, and then every 10 minutes Olaf runs by or something like that. So instead of having it be, we're going to watch this thing and then review it, he just hits play and we're like reviewing it as it's being played. But the panelists on this episode of Escape from Walt Disney are Tony, of course, the mad scientist Agatha Vile, who has been on various episodes, is screaming about her crab experiments. A person who is an entity known as Carl Featherbottom, a.k.a. Santa Claus, who shows up every Christmas. And this guy, who is Santa Claus, has also voiced other recurring weird characters that have showed up, like Dracula or Sam the Eagle or Gunther the Frog Guy from Amphibia and other weird characters. But basically the main thing, him being as, Santa Claus, a.k.a. Carl Featherbottom, is guest number 2. And guest number 3 is the ghost of Gilbert Gottfried. So we recorded for like 90 minutes, and Tony has edited that down into like 58 minutes of the most gloriously insane audio I have heard in such a long time.
Yeah, that was very entertaining podcast.
And if you remember the old Looney Bin episodes, there's stuff in there that you're just going, it's going to make you so happy to hear. Just, it's like, this was truly like the Christmas miracle I was waiting for. It's like, so yeah, even with having the sinus infection, as soon as I got like the ding from Tony that he finished it and it was posted and it was live, I like woke up out of bed enough to like get my phone, get my earphones. I'm like, no, I can't wait a moment longer. I have to hear it immediately. And I listened to it again on my way back from Carrie's just now, and it's just so good. I'm going to be listening to this over and over again all year long. It's so great. So I highly recommend. Go to Escape from Walt Disney. The most recent episode as of the time I'm saying these words is the Arendelle Yule Log. That episode is nuts. Please listen to it. Please give feedback, especially at Tony, thanking him for putting all this time and effort into editing a wonderful piece of gleeful insanity. So yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to plug.
All right. Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody hosting at the Bluebird. On Thursdays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. On the 29th online, Carla Ulbrich. On the 30th in Morristown, New Jersey, Carla Ulbrich. The 31st in Raphael, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 31st in Muncie, Indiana, Mikey Mason. On the 31st online, Carla Ulbrich. On the 6th in Hollywood, California, TV's Kyle and Lynn Zilla, Il Neige, The Great Luke Ski, and Bonnie Gordon. On the 7th in Nashville, Tennessee, Regdar and the Fighters.
And just to add an addendum to that tour date, if you go to my webpage, thegreatlukeski.com, and click on the tour dates tab, I have the information up there for that show at the Ren Theater with me, Kyle, Lindsay, Il Neige, and Bonnie. And I also have a link to the Eventbrite page so that you can purchase tickets in advance. The tickets are $10 if bought in advance over the website, and they'll be $20 at the door. So if you're planning on coming, buy the tickets in advance. And if they have a little thing on there that says like, hey, who person told you to come buy this ticket and come see the show, you can put Luke Ski in there so that people can think I have fans. So there you go.
All right. Birthdays. Today is Peter Wildman's birthday.
Woo!
Remember him from FuMPFest. On the 1st, we have 2 birthdays. Eclectic Lee and Insane Ian. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
And on the 4th, Art Paul Slosher.
Woo!
All right. Our second song of the week is by newcomer Gail. Newcomer to us. You know how this goes. Gail Gallagher with Actual Human.
I used to hate calling my insurance company. Didn't think my questions could get answered. I used to hate these phone calls put on hold for an
Okay. I'll get a customer service representative on the line.
I'm here with Gail Gallagher. Welcome to the FuMP, Gail.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So since this is your first time on the show and on the site, why don't you, give us the, quick intro, who you are, where you're from, what you do, all that.
Absolutely. So I'm Gail Gallagher. I am a singer-songwriter, producer, and music teacher based in Chicago. And I describe my genre as musical theater, genre-bending musical theater folk rock. So and I do comedy songs, and I also like sing about my feelings and say profound things as well. So
Oh, so real music in addition to comedy music.
Right. I mean,
like
it's all real music.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
we get that a lot around. Like Rob Paravonian has a very, very famous story where he says that he did this show and it went great, and everyone, somebody came up to him after the show and said, "Hey, that was great. The music was great. That was really funny. Do you have any real songs?"
Oh no.
So we joke about that all the time around here. So tell us about Actual Human.
Yeah, so Actual Human is an 80s style power ballad about being on hold with customer service. And I wrote it during February album writing month, which is this annual challenge to write 14 songs in 28 days. And it's like my favorite writing challenge. I love it so very much. But anyway, the idea of the song just came because I had a songwriting prompt that was like, write off the 8th photo in your photo library. And it was a screenshot of some dumb customer service backend error.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And then I just went down the rabbit trail and of songwriting and made this Actual Human. And then in the actual production of it, so you'll notice that I had a guest do the voice of the operator and then the actual human at the other side of the line. Mm-hmm. And I initially pulled Jess Landis in to do the robot voice. And then when we got to the final chorus, she had the idea of being the person on the other side of the line, and we just developed it further until it got ridiculous, as these things are wont to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it sounds great.
Thank you.
The ironic thing is, I am at this moment waiting for a callback from the DMV because I couldn't get an Actual Human on the line. So
yay.
So well, I know the pain. It's not about insurance, but the DMV is just as bad. And yeah.
No, absolutely. And I've had multiple people be like, I had this song stuck in my head while I was on hold.
This should be the song they play while you're on hold. That would be great.
Yes, actually, though, that would be great.
So is this like a typical song of for your style of music or comedy or anything?
Yes, and it's sort of where I'm going. So like okay. I'm coming out of like a more like comedic piano style place. This is the gesture for comedic piano.
Yeah, I guess we all do this. It's fine. Yes.
This is I'm coming out of a comedic piano style place into more full genre parody. As I am developing my skills as a producer, I'm using my love of genre parody to like test these boundaries. Like, oh, I wrote an 80s song. Guess I have to figure out how to make it sound 80s, and finding the right filters and patches for that. So this is an example of like sort of the where I'm going comedy song wise. And yeah, yes. So
Okay.
not I think its closest relative out of my collection is Long John's, which is a B-52 style song about putting on pants underneath your pants.
Mm-hmm.
And that was written in the same batch, so they're like siblings.
Oh, cool.
So.
That was part of the February album writing month thing.
Yeah, they were in the same year. So
I've done FuMP twice, and one year, I didn't get 14 songs, but I got like 10, so I was close.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other year I tried it, I got like 1.5, and then I got some sidetracked and got busy, and I couldn't do it anymore. I might try it again this year. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking of trying it. I'm thinking of doing it again this year. But I'm also like, I've got a lot of projects, so this.
Yeah, me too.
We'll see how it goes.
Part of the problem, and I still haven't recorded a lot of the songs I wrote previously, so I still have a stash of songs that I can record.
Yeah.
So you're from Chicago. Are you familiar with any of the other comedy musicians in the Chicago area?
Absolutely. So like Robbie Ellis and Jake Dewar are friends of mine.
Okay.
Ross Childs, I know. They were friends. We see each other at shows and stuff.
That counts.
And then, yeah. And then Ian, Insane Ian, and So part of that cohort. I'm actually, for those in Chicago, promotion, I'm performing at Robbie Ellis's Sunday Fizz in January, the last Sunday in January, which I believe is the 27th.
I can check really quick.
I'm just gonna check it's the 28th, 29th. There it is, the one that says Sunday Fizz on it. It's not 2023 yet. I don't have dates in my head. Yes, cool. But yes, on January 29th at 7:30, I'm performing at the Rhapsody Theater for Robbie Ellis's Sunday Fizz show, which is just a good old time. I really love the acts that he curates for that show. And I'm doing a set of my songs, and then I'm doing a speed writing challenge. So he has
nice.
he has one of his guests take suggestions from the audience and go backstage and speed write a song. So I'm doing that.
All right. You don't freestyle it right on stage right there? I've seen people do that too.
I mean, it's not that kind of thing. Although I've done that before. My friend Jess and I, who's on Actual Human, for a while we had an improv duet called Gail and Jess Try Their Best, where we just we
really setting the expectations there.
I know, exactly. And so we would take advice or we would take questions from people in the audience. So they'd be like, how do I put booties on my dog? To like, how do I find love? Like, and we just improvise a song off of that.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, which we haven't done that in a while, because the world
fell apart. Yeah, we're still putting it back together.
We're still putting it back together, and we'll see if Gail and Chess try their best as a part of it. But that is a thing, and that is kind of a part of the framework of Actual Human, is that it's kind of a callback to that as well. So
okay, cool, neat.
Yeah,
excellent. So, do you have anything you'd like to plug besides the show on the 29th?
Well, if people want to find out more about my music, you can go to gailgallaghermusic.com. You can sign up for my Gail mail list, which is what I call my newsletter, because
that's clever.
It rhymes and I like that. Yeah, and just stay tuned. I have a couple different things in the fire. Also, as far as what I do as a producer goes, I do podcast editing and custom podcast theme songs.
Oh, neat.
So, Yeah. So if anybody has a show where they're looking for a custom theme song, they can hit me up through there. My producer site is sparklebardstudios.com. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. And it was
Yeah,
wonderful
thank you for
having you on
having
the
me.
site. And we look forward to what else you may want to send us.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks.
Yay. Thank you.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback. Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now? Feedback. Feedback.
Alvarant
wrote, I say that Spider-Man No Way Home is a Christmas movie too. It has a magic man in red and partially takes place around Christmas. More importantly, it deals with sacrifice for the sake of giving others the chance at redemption for past mistakes. And isn't that what the guy for whom the holiday was named for did? Thank you, Alvarant. And that is all the feedback we got. But we do have a third song we need to play. One more Christmas song for the season. Here is Fruitcake from the Drive-Thru by Adam Kennedy and his creative Commonaries.
I just kind of like threw my Hummer in the emergency zone in the back alley. Fire truck was in the way, but hope that's it. What? We're rolling? Oh, here comes Santa Claus driving across town. Just trying to keep his big old foot on the ground. Truck moving fast, yeah, over the paving. Suddenly Kris Kringle starts to get a craving. He wants some food, yeah, he wants it fast. Can't leave his car cause he is bare-assed. There's just one food that's Christmassy enough. He loves to eat it while he's in the buff. He wants fruitcake from the drive-thru. Fruitcake from the drive-thru. Fruitcake from the drive-thru. Yeah. Fruitcake, something to turn to. Fruitcake, no, it's not taboo. Fruitcake, that thing that you chew. Chew. Dried fruit nuts and holiday spices. All of these are St. Nick's worst spices. His need for sweetbreads reached a boiling point. Can he fix it at this burger joint? A hunk of fruitcake he could lay waste to. Maybe it's hidden on the secret menu. Up to the window hoping to scratch that itch. With that bread that's way too fucking rich. He wants fruitcake from the drive-thru. Fruitcake from the drive-thru. Fruitcake from the drive-thru. Yeah. Fruitcake, something to pursue. Fruitcake, he'll feel brand new. Fruitcake, better than dog do. Do.
Welcome to McDonald's, what can I get you? I want some fruitcake with that frosting like glue. Hate to inform you, but we don't carry those. One more thing, where's your clothes?
I gotta move my car.
All right. I wasn't able to schedule any interviews with Adam, unfortunately. So I think that's it. We can do this.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah. Tomorrow's song is by Dead by 28. It's going to be the last song of the year. It's a good one. It features me. That's why it's a good one. That's because that's what I said. And we've actually got a video for it just about done too. So, and
Tuesday song is not yet posted.
So you have to wait and see what the first song of the new year is going to be.
Tuesday song is not yet written. Or it is, and it's already finished. It's one of those two. The point is there'll be a song.
There will be a song.
My voice will be on it.
Okay.
No matter which one it is, my voice is on the song.
Well, that's good.
So there's a finished one and a not written one. So we can start laying bets as to which one ends up being the Tuesday track, the one that's already finished or the one that I haven't even started writing.
Well, you're going to have lots of time sitting in an airport over the next couple of days, so
I'm literally making my list of what things can I work on. It's like there's some MarsCon emails I can send off, and there's working on writing this song that I could. If I ended up back in LA with a finished song written and I could record it and have Kyle help me finish it up, that would be hunky dory. But so it's like I'm either going to get stuck on the weary trail home and end up back at home with a finished song I can write and have recorded and posted by the 3rd, or everything will go fine and I won't have any time to do any of the songwriting and I won't be able to get the song out. It's a win-win is what I'm saying.
That's true. Yes. You'll end up back in LA. It was like, damn it, I was hoping for a 12-hour layover so I can finish this song.
It's kind of like that feeling when, it's like you shouldn't text while you're driving, but sometimes you want to, look at things when you are fully stopped at stoplights.
Yeah.
And it's like when you see like an important text, alert come up that you want to stop and read, every light will be green. It's like, no, where are all those inconvenient red lights now that they would be incredibly convenient?
Yeah, exactly. So in other things we can talk about, I watched Anna in the Apocalypse, leading up to Christmas, which was better than it had any right to be. That's the zombie apocalypse musical. That's on Shudder. And can we just talk about how good this season of Prodigy is? Holy crap. Like,
I haven't watched the episode that just came out in the past day. That's the season finale, but
I think I'm one or two behind, but holy crap. Like, this season is really good. Like, and not like the first season was bad or anything, but like the first season was good, and this season it's like I am like actively invested in this show and I can't wait for the next episode, It's like,
yeah, I mean, technically all of this has been season 1.
Oh, that's right. So, yeah, I forgot they broke it up.
So the episode that just came out is technically the season finale episode 20, which is the part 2 of a 2-parter. And in in part 1 of the 2-parter, Bonnie actually got to be the voice of an actual like character in the show. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm so digging what they've been doing with this all season. I'm so glad they finally had an episode that explains why Jankum Pog always says his own full name instead of saying I. And they had an episode that finally explained why that is, because that's not an affectation of his alien race or anything.
Okay.
So, yeah, but yeah, I'm thoroughly digging it.
That's so good. So good. All right. Let's get out of here. Shall we?
Sure.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski.
And Joe had to leave, but you can find him at joesdump.com.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say...
I'm not going to say this next week. I'm going to say it right now. Special thanks to Christy Avery, who ordered the MarsCon comedy music track fundraiser album while we were doing the show. And because I got that alert and I looked at my PayPal, I now know that we have raised $199.22 towards this year's fundraiser, which is a decent chunk of change. Thank you all so much. go to MarsConComedy.com, click on the shop page to purchase this year's collection for just $30. And yeah, thanks.
Don't kid yourself. You're going to say that next week too.
Well, of course.